deal. Thank you, Chuck, and congratulations. Our final award of the ceremony is for Outstanding Pandemic Hero. And I'd like to bring up Russell Pennington to the award.
Greetings. I've got a book here some of you may be familiar with. Hopefully, if you're not, you can go look it up. It's called Where's Waldo? It's a book with various pages of busyness, and inside each of those pages is a guy named Waldo that you're looking for. Use that today. I want to change the title just a little bit of this children's book. Instead of saying Where's Waldo, I'd rather change it to the title of Here's Hugh. I like to mimic that title because if you look through the pages of Watson and Byhalia, Marshall County, even Mississippi history for the last 69 years, you'll see a different character. You'll see a humble man, a dedicated man, an extremely engaged character that's there on every page. More than pigeons do great at publicizing us. You can go back through the years and you'll see Mr. Hugh there in the back corner somewhere doing whatever task he was assigned to or whatever called his name in the last minute. There he is doing his job. Mr. Hugh Hollowell. There'd be too many pages to read in this book if you sat down in one sitting, but I'll try to name a few. There'd be a page about him raising his family with his wife of 51 years, Miss Pat, right there in Watson where he was raised. There'd be one about him serving our country in the United States Air Force for 4 years. There'd be pages about him giving of himself and his family to the Watson Volunteer Fire Department for over 40 years, as many titles as he would tell you, the chief floor sweeper, all the way to the title of chief that he had for at least 7 years, and probably acting chief or more than he actually had the title. And of course, he wouldn't miss a fundraiser, a food drop, or a Watson sale there nights, trying to get things ready so they could have a sale, not just to help the fire departments, to benefit our community, weekend after weekend there in Watson. During this his time there, he would answer calls, of course, as firemen are called to do throughout all hours of the night, through many holidays. And it seems as though the fires know that it's holiday and it's time for a fireman to be at home. And they call him out anyways. He would get up and go. There'd be a page about him serving and always giving customers more than he was asked for as he repaired gas services for Century Gas and all the other names that company took while he was there with them. There'd be a page about him becoming the first Marshall County Fire Coordinator in 1989, where he worked tirelessly during the days to coordinate funds for fire departments, and then at night he would find ways to help the fire departments work better together, or he'd run off to some training class for himself or some training class for other firemen so that they could be better firemen, do their job safer, and help others more efficiently. Those classes ranged from everything to a fireman's first experience, which I would have been one of those, all the way to the advanced classes like hazmat, life-saving medical practice. Mr. Hugh knew it all. He was there to share what he knew. There'd be a page about him becoming the Marshall County's first full-time emergency management coordinator in 1996. And these pages, all the mini pages, they would be full of minor events that went unnoticed and every major event that any of us can think of. Just to name a few, you might think of the ice storm of 94. He was there working and helping others. Think about all the various tornadoes that we went through, 2008, 10, 15, 19. Think about the Methodist Church fire in Byhalia, the McCrary Building fire in Byhalia that tied most of us up for several days there. The wildfires that raged through our town that dry summer that we had, and too many accidents to count. Mr. Hugh was there for all of them. Or it might be a personal memory for you where he came to help you in some situation you had that none of us would probably ever know about. So at each of these events, you'd see Mr. Hugh drawing people and resources together, calmly handling the emergency and seeking the good of everyone involved. You'd really enjoy the pages about him playing with his grandkids, or maybe the pages with thousands of photos that he loved to take wherever he was at. So it's no secret that over the last year, our nation has been attacked by an invisible enemy. Through this, many people chose to hide down and hunker, stay away from others. I'm Mr. Hugh. and other silent heroes, they kicked into overdrive, and they serve people in our community that they love. Because of this, there are a few pages of Here's Hugh. There are a few pages of Here's Hugh, my book that I'm talking about, that were started, but Mr. Hugh did not get to make it on those pages. You see, he was slated for retirement in June of last year, and he planned to follow that up with a dream of tracking across the West with his bride. But instead, he chose to stay and help our county. And the quote that was passed along to me, he said, "I can't do it to them. I can't leave the county in a lurch. I'm going to get them through this year, and then I'll retire in January." That retirement and travel page will go unfinished, but we will keep filling the pages with our memories of that book about Mr. Hugh. So until October 22nd, he would spend the rest of the pandemic working long hours, coordinating the procurement and delivery of personal protective equipment to the county's first responders and EMS personnel. Often delivering that equipment himself, long days, sore back, tired and aching, he would go on to do that for others, just as he had done many years before to help the others put himself last. So after a lifetime of commitment to his community, Mr. Hugh gave his all. Pages Here's Hugh were brought to an end by the same virus that he was fighting to protect the community that he loved. He would not have earned to be called a hero. He'd just say, "Oh, shucks, that was part of my job." But we all know the truth. Mr. Hugh is our outstanding pandemic hero. In fact, if you ever see this, his honor